Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And AdvBlueDude.
And welcome to the Kickback Cafe, the show where we kick back, relax, and talk about anything but Disney. Not nothing but Disney. That would be the wrong intro, and God forbid I mess up an intro. Who would ever think of such a thing?
God forbid you mess up the outro.
It never happens.
AdvBlueDude. You're back.
Yes.
Temporarily.
Hey, who's this stranger?
Yeah, let's see, what was the last show we did? I think the last show we did together was the American Idiot show, is that right?
I believe you're right. Fucking hell.
Yeah. We actually got some pretty decent feedback on that one.
Did we?
Yeah. But, okay, so AdvBlueDude, I am going to ask you the same question that I ask you every time you come back from film school and you're never prepared to answer. What was your favorite film they watched at film school this semester?
I watched god-awful films this semester.
The Room?
Really?
I took a film history course that was really just world cinema.
Oh dear. Oh, you poor man. Oh no.
We watched some interesting movies, like we watched whatchamacallit, Birth of a Nation. Probably my favorite film that I have watched this semester was Wild Strawberries, because that's a good movie.
What is that?
You don't know what Wild Strawberries is?
No, I don't know.
It's an Ingmar Bergman film. It's
okay, cool,
yeah.
cool.
It's like really famous. It's really interesting. It's very Scandinavian.
Bergman, I've only ever seen Son of Steel from Bergman, so he's definitely one I need to get.
Oh yeah. No, it's a good movie.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about films or Jurassic World as much as I want to talk about Jurassic World.
Yes.
For like 3 hours. We're here to talk about Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Yeah. All right. So right off the bat, I gotta be kind of straight up with you guys. BlueDragonFive and I, we did a really good review of Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Really praised the hell out of it. I'm very underwhelmed by this. I am very underwhelmed going back and rewatching this. I mean, there's some good stuff in it, but I don't think it comes together nearly as well as Great Pumpkin, Christmas, or even Easter Beagle comes together. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's one of the less memorable of the Charlie Brown holiday specials?
No. I think this one's more of kind of like a calmer one that's more so, it fits the holiday. You know, Thanksgiving's not the most thrilling of holidays, and it's on par with that.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
It's a cozy special, to say the least.
Yeah. If you remember last night when we were talking, I told you I hadn't seen the episode. I had because I remember the bit with Snoopy and the chef's hat and the popcorn and everything. So I had seen it. I just don't. It's just not memorable. I don't think it's very memorable, but we'll get into all that. It's memorable for one very particular reason.
Jeez.
And I have a memorable reason too, but it's a different reason at the end for me.
Okay. So with that all in mind, want to just jump right into it. Let's just cover. Oh, BlueDragonFive. I'm sorry. Do you have any background you want to share with us?
Yeah, sure. Nothing fancy. Just this is the special done back in 1973. You get some new voices for the Peanuts. Because the kids age up a little bit.
Yeah.
Certainly. Also, this is the first time because the first two specials they had the classic voices kind of returning. This is the third holiday special. I mean, there were specials in between this one, but this is the third holiday one. And it won an Emmy, actually.
Oh, it did? Okay, right on.
It won an Emmy, and there's pretty much my view on it. It's pretty much the only Thanksgiving special anyone really cares about.
I know, I was going to ask you guys that. Can you even think of another one?
I mean, Cleveland Show had kind of some funny ones, but it's really... Family Guy had a horrible Thanksgiving special.
Oh, wait, no, BlueDragonFive. Shit, I totally know an excellent Thanksgiving episode. How can we forget Dexter?
Oh, well, we're talking more so specials than...
I totally consider that episode a Thanksgiving episode, and it is glorious.
All right, you got kind of a point there, but let's not...
It's all Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Fine, it's the best animated Thanksgiving special.
All right.
Okay, let's just jump into it.
Yeah, let's jump in. So we start off with a very famous, very iconic Lucy and the football and everything.
How can you not do a football gag for the Thanksgiving episode?
You know what bothered me, though, is that we never get a Red Baron scene, though.
Well, why would we have a Red Baron scene in this one?
I can see how it would be troublesome to fit it in. I don't know. It's just such a classic thing for me.
Well, look, we don't have a Red Baron scene every holiday special. You only had it in the Halloween because he dresses up like it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, yeah. Well, how can you have any Charlie Brown special without the football? Well, I don't know. Do they have specials without the football? I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm on the right track, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so what makes this one stand out above our awesome Halloween? Well, let me tell you. It's essentially standard procedure. And Charlie Brown says, "No, I'm not gonna. How stupid do you think I am? You want me to kick that football, so I'll kill myself."
I'm gonna kill myself.
So I try to kick that football, fall on my back, and kill myself. Remember that was the old adage. Yeah, it's a shame that in this modern day and age we can't get away with that saying anymore with the dark connotations.
What, kill yourself? Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
I'm saying before it was like, kill myself is, I'm gonna like be exhausted or
I'm gonna have an injury and kill myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, with Charlie Brown, there's a lot of stuff about depression with the penis. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a iffy kind of gray territory right there.
The point is, Lucy sways him in this case, as she always does, with the fact that it's tradition. It's an honor to be asked to kick the football. Why would I do it on Thanksgiving? As everyone I'm sure is aware, one of the most football accepting holidays.
Of course. And Thanksgiving was gonna be when we were gonna get the Jurassic World teaser until something happened. But
yes. But anyway, so pretty much, he mulls it over, and as he's walking away, kind of realizes, it is an honor. Okay, I'm gonna kick that football. Again, enthusiastic children, kick that football straight to the moon. Swoosh! Right on his back. Lucy just says, "Isn't it peculiar how traditions fade away?"
Good stuff.
That Lucy, she's horrible.
I think Lucy. I've made this point several times that Lucy is like the least likable character as a kid, but the most interesting character as an adult.
Yeah, and it's much more interesting if you parallel it to Charles Schultz's life. He's gonna end up with this girl.
Sure, right, definitely.
So sad. Okay, what's our next scene?
Our next scene is Charlie Brown's checking the mail. And then Sally comes up and she's like, "What are you expecting? A turkey card?" And then Charlie Brown, he flat out says like, "Oh, the holidays make me depressed."
Oh,
yeah. He uses the word depressed. Like,
well, we've seen in all these, the running theme in all these holiday specials that Charlie Brown always gets the shaft during these holidays.
I got a rock.
Exactly. Again, I'll still contest that Halloween's when it gets treated the worst.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. It's probably Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Sally makes a really funny point about like, I went to the mall today, and there's Christmas stuff. Now, okay, guys, just seriously, how funny is this looking at it in a modern context?
Well, yeah.
Like, oh my God, there's Christmas stuff at a mall at Thanksgiving?
Remember, that's what gave us Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, dear God. Haunted Mansion Holiday being
not yet.
Fucking September.
Save it for December, Tiki. Save it for December.
It's like, Jack Skellington is in that mansion for the half the year. Okay.
Save it for December. Anyway. So the point is, Christmas on the horizon, and what Sally's picking up on is that apparently, I'm sure in our modern context, maybe it's changed a little bit, that you get a lot more work at school tying into the Thanksgiving holiday about these kind of influential figures back in the Pilgrim times, such as Miles Standish, or Stanley Miles, as she puts it.
Right. To tell you the truth, this is one of my little nitpicks with this special, is I think they kind of just throw out a lot of historical figures without really explaining who they are.
Yeah.
As if we're just supposed to know, especially Linus. Linus does it a lot.
Well, Linus gives somewhat of an on the surface explanation later on to who they are, but it does tie in regards to that. But yeah, pretty much just throwing the names out there. I guess it's kind of like it's like for a rewatch, it's like, oh man, people should look up who these people are and see the parallels, which I haven't done myself, but I'm sure others have tried.
And by the way, let me hold up the sign that I spent a half hour putting together.
Wait, I can't say stuff so I can see it.
Say words.
A racist Charlie Brown. Is it backwards?
A racist?
A racist. It's parentheses.
Why'd you have parentheses?
Because I didn't want to outright state it.
Why'd you make them thick parentheses? Just make them lines.
All right. Well, I just wanted to show that off, just because I was like spending a half hour working on it. So yes, a racist Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. We'll get to that. We'll get to the racism. Okay. So. Okay, so Linus comes up, and he's like, "What's all the commotion?"
Now, this is Linus in his classic fashion from the Christmas special, being the rationalist in this whole episode.
Oh, no, well, I mean, not only is he the rationalist, but he definitely serves the role of the spiritual guru.
Yeah, the philosopher.
Philosopher,
if you will.
Oh, very much present in Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, I think even more so here.
Yeah. It's more so, I guess, like, I want to say if the term zealot applies in Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but, zealot, if I'm right, zealot just means, like, obsessive about whatever you're doing, right?
Sure. I think with Great Pumpkin, it was kind of more to do with just letting go of childhood family. Anyways,
the point is, it seems another holiday's upon us. I love the Charlie Brown delivers that line too. It seems as if another holiday's upon us. I haven't even finished my Halloween candy.
Do you think this is supposed to take place the same year as Great Pumpkin?
As a kid, I always contested that. I always said, it has to. It's like there's a continuity.
Oh, right.
I always would line up my DVDs and my VHS tapes to match the holidays. Like, okay, so let's see. Okay, you got your Arbor Day, you got Halloween.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's anyway, so, obviously they're a little freaked out, and Linus is emphasizing the importance of the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Of this holiday, I should say. The emphasizes the importance of the holiday, and also kind of the plan is established in the scene. What are you two doing for the holiday? So, we're going to my grandmother's house. Just going to be we're not really going to be around. We're just going to grandma's house.
Mm.
And of course, the obligatory scene where Sally hits on Linus.
Of course.
You say the cutest things. Ugh.
Okay, so let's see. Next scene we have
first introduction in a holiday special.
Oh, really? Okay, right.
In a holiday special.
So not a regular special, just a holiday special.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's been like anything baseball related. She's definitely been. I think it probably was her first appearance whenever they had a baseball related gig.
That was the second one. That was Charlie Brown All Stars in between.
Yeah.
In between the Christmas one and Great Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's probably in that. You're right. Okay, so Patty, she calls up Chuck, and she's like, "Hey, Chuck, do you miss me?"
Yeah, I love this. She better than Patty always overemphasizes her importance. She got an ego on her. She always wins. It's like she's Charlie Brown's non-threatening better. It's like she's a much nicer version of Lucy, if you will.
Yeah,
it's as if she knows that she's better than Charlie Brown, but she still views him as a person. She still tries to be nice to him, and she likes him on some level.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
She makes that abundantly clear. She has a soft spot for Chuck, and maybe she liked to explore those feelings, but she just she's just a little too in her mind, it's a little too rough for him.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so Patty explains that her dad's going to be out of town. This is great news, Chuck. I love how she's like framing everything as great news. Like, oh, hey, guess what, Chuck?
And I love it.
He has to cook for one more person.
And basically, Charlie Brown throughout this whole scene, he only has the same line repeated over and over again. Like, oh well, continue as his response would be that. Just continue to whatever she's saying.
All right, so let's see.
I know you kind of like me, Chuck. Oh well, Basically, she invites herself to his Thanksgiving, which of course he's not going to be home for, and he can't tell her because she won't listen to him anyway. And just calls him, "Oh, you sly devil! I'll come on over."
And then she instantly calls him back.
Well, after Charlie Brown explains to Sally, we won't be. He kind of establishes for our younger viewers, but we won't be home.
This is a very Three's Company style plot line, I must say.
Yeah, it's like it feels appropriate for the holiday. It's kind of you're dealing with people who the friends and family who kind of give you the hard times around the family dining holidays.
Yeah.
Then pretty much Marcy's now invited. Remember that kid Marcy? Can she come over? Yeah, she can come over too, can't she? Well, oh, that's great, Chuck. And also, well, I think he actually says, well, the thing is. Whatever he says, pretty much she kind of interrupts, saying, "Oh, listen, we'll clean the dishes, everything."
No, he's like, "Well, the problem is," and Patty's just like, "Are you kidding, Chuck? There's not going to be any problem at all.
We'll clean the dishes. We'll clean it. I'll behave, all that stuff. It'll be fine."
And then
Sally calls him. You know why this happens? Because you're so wishy-washy. And then we have Franklin. Yeah.
And I like how Franklin literally just quote-unquote walks in.
Yeah.
I made a point of that.
You know what's so funny about Franklin's design? He just looks like a black and happy version of Charlie Brown.
A Charlie Brown on antidepressants.
You think Charlie Brown would be happier if he were black?
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I'm just joking. Again,
the current racial climate in our country, I'm not going to touch that.
I'm just saying because of the design, it's like he literally looks like Charlie Brown with hair and a smile. That's really what he looks like. And the only thing he's missing is kind of the stressed line around the eye. That's all he's missing.
Right, exactly. Okay, so yeah.
Anyway, so now Franklin's invited.
Walks in. Okay, and then Charlie Brown, he's like, I'm losing control of the whole world.
Tells his troubles to Linus.
Oh, yeah. Anything you want to weigh on in AdvBlueDude? You've been kind of quiet.
No, I mean, I haven't really had anything to say at this point.
You want to take us through some of this?
What?
You want to take us through some of this?
Yes, where are we?
We're at the part where basically telling his troubles to Linus. You can't talk to Pepper Pat, can't get a word in edgewise. I
forget what happens there, even though I did watch it a half hour ago.
Okay, explain to us the idea. What's the plan here Linus suggests?
It's that they have Thanksgiving dinner there, right? Correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, so they have... so there's montage of them...
Yeah, because they're going at 4:30, so we'll have a dinner before 4:30, so an additional dinner.
There's a Woodstock song.
Well, you know how we do things here. We drag on the points here, so we go through every second of this thing.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. So pretty much you can make. Try around. What can you make? Cereal and toast. Yeah, you can make toast. You can't butter it though. Snoopy decides to lend a hand. He's like real soldiery, commandy, salute and stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So then we got the Woodstock montage. So someone take us through Woodstock here.
Blue Dude.
So Woodstock comes in, and there's a song for him, and he meets up with...
Hey, little buddy!
Yes. That's actually a good song. A lot of the music in all the specials are great, and especially this one.
I didn't care for it.
You didn't like the music? No, I mean not just the song, but in general.
I like the music for the special. I just didn't... how often do the Peanuts do that, where they insert kind of a semi-contemporary song?
Oh, yeah.
Not often.
It's out of place.
Yeah.
That's the only... It's a good song, don't get me wrong. I like the song. It's kind of a little jarring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
continue.
So he and Snoopy, they set up a ping pong table and other tables and chairs to have Thanksgiving outside.
If I may, this is Woodstock's first introduction into the through a holiday special. It's his first holiday introduction.
Okay. Oh. So that happens, and then there's a montage of them making food, whether it be toast or popcorn.
Okay, I want to point out, this is if I can take this one, if I may.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
This is my favorite part of the special. I love it's simple. It's just I just love the idea of Snoopy. He's Snoopy helping cook the meal here. It's just the silly things of basically I love the old-fashioned toasters. Like it just pops out. He's skewering on there. He's shuffling them like cards, shuffling the toast like cards, buttering it and stuff.
Of course, old-fashioned chef's hat.
Yep, old-fashioned chef's hat. You know, pretty much he's popping the popcorn too much, and then Woodstock puts his ear in like a piece of toast and butter. It's horrific in real life, but no, it's funny in here.
Well, speaking of horrific, just really quickly, that moment where Snoopy's trying to get open the ping pong table and it snaps on him, I'm just like, ow. Like, that looks painful.
I'm thinking, let me ask you guys this. What do you think of the whole Woodstock Snoopy dynamic we just get right off the bat? Because, again, for a lot of people, this is their first introduction to Woodstock. And they did milk it, in a good way. I mean, like, again, like, a nice entrance song and stuff, and, like, what do you think of the relationship we got here? Like, he just literally launches him out of his nest in the first act of their friendship.
Well, I mean, I think it's really good. I think it's like, as you said, it's probably one of the stronger elements of this whole special, especially how they have it kind of going around throughout the whole thing, like Woodstock's kind of giving Snoopy crap and kind of getting under Snoopy's skin a little bit. But then at the end of the day, Snoopy's prepared a whole turkey for him. So it's a really good plot, you know. Don't really have too much to say on the dynamic, except, you know, it's good. They nailed it.
Yeah, and like he's smashing with a basketball and peeling him off. The physics of Woodstock are funny. That he can survive anything. He's just gonna be a little swirly thing over his head. And
of course, Bill Melendez is just excellent with those.
Good old Melendez.
Yeah, of course.
So after they set the table. Oh, by the way, Lisa, I think we've glazed over something.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they. How did I get dressed? It's like for some reason I'm thinking they dressed up before. They dressed up before they did the cooking.
Oh yeah, you're right. They pull out the box and it has all the pilgrim outfits. No, they do get dressed up before the cooking because Charlie Brown has that line like, how do you expect to cook in those ridiculous outfits?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Anyway, so let's try. We have glazed over some stuff here. So they're Snoopy was setting the chairs. Once ping pong tables out there. Then we have the awesome chair battle. How did we glaze over that? Awesome chair battle. So the striped chair. That guy's asking.
Again, kind of horrifying.
Oh yeah, it's such a funny idea, like when you struggle to open a chair. But no, what if the chair actually fought you? The dog versus.
Let me just say this: like I went to Six Flags Fright Fest for Halloween this year, and really fun. First time I've actually ever been in the mazes in Fright Fest. And I'll tell you, the best scare in the whole thing in any of the mazes was this one room where you come upon this chair, and then all of a sudden it comes to life. And so...
Is it one of those things where you sit down in the chair and then it comes alive?
No, you don't sit down in it. You just walk up to it, and you're totally thinking like, oh, this is like a really empty room. What's going on here? There's nothing going on here. And then it's like, bam, chair comes to life. It's really startling. It's really good. I'm pretty sure it's a live actor, and it's just a chair costume. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's really elaborate, but it just reminds me of that. I know, just like I said, it is kind of a horrifying idea.
Anyway, so it gets like a real knuckles down drag out, like they're boxing each other. Like Snoopy bites them, like slamming Snoopy a few times, and like then it's like I love that Snoopy runs away like a dog for a few moments, like sitting there. Getting into a battle, and anyway, it wins, and Snoopy's like he's all haggard and tired after tearing the crap out of this chair. Meanwhile, Peppermint, Patty, Marcy, and Franklin, they're asking. Franklin has his only 2 lines of the episode here. I think that's important.
Racist.
I think the issue is not so much
2 lines in the whole episode. That's so racist.
I think it's because
they tell I'm going to milk this shit.
How dare they only keep the black character as a background character? How dare they?
Because Franklin is just thrown in there. He has really no character aside from the fact. It's when he appears.
The fact that he's fucking segregated at the table.
He's not segregated at the table. I'll explain it when we get there. Okay, just give me a second. We're getting there. I have the whole explanation for the table. Okay. But, yeah, he only has 2 episodes. It's like the issue with Franklin with the special is that they don't give him enough. It's like he hasn't. I think this. I want to say this is his first introduction to Franklin. I want to say that. In a holiday special, yes.
Yeah.
Period. I don't know. But,
and try to fact check that.
Yeah, it's just Franklin. He isn't. They don't ever have time to give enough to. I think it's more so an issue of time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the other characters have a lot more interesting stuff about him. And Franklin, we never get to know the kid.
Right, sure.
He seems kind of cool. I mean, I'd like to know a little more about him. I don't need to know all that much about him because we have a whole bunch of character overload almost.
Racist. So are you saying that you don't need to know about him because he's black?
What? No.
We have all these white characters. Who cares about?
I'm saying we know I'm saying this is like a new. We know all these other characters, and they have like a gimmick about them. And just saying that it doesn't have really a gimmick about them, aside from the fact. I mean, yeah, he has no character really.
You're horrible people talking about this the day after the Ferguson thing. We are horrible, horrible people.
It doesn't. We're talking about a cartoon character. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Let's see. Anyways, basically, Franklin's only line is pretty much like asking, telling him like, "Oh, Charlie runs the call and said, we should come a little early. And should I dress up? Should I wear a tie?" He says, "No, Chuck doesn't care. He always wears that striped shirt. We'll be fine. Let's go."
Oh yeah.
And again, so let's see. They're all sitting at the table, doing a little napkin, rolling the cloth on there. Now here you'll notice the reason for the segregation, Tiki, and I'll point this out, is that there's an animation error in how many chairs are pulled out. So 13 chairs in this scene are pulled out. Obviously, there aren't 13 chairs later.
I did notice that. Yeah, I noticed in the montage of Snoopy setting up the chairs, there were a lot more chairs. Yeah.
That's the reason for segregation. It's just an animation error. Like I'm wondering. Here's the big question for it, though. If they intended on having more characters initially. Like, maybe like random seat fillers.
If that's the case, then it's not racist.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the case.
If it's not the case, then it is racist.
They're simply animating for TV in the early 70s.
What do you mean?
By which I mean the budget is not huge.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Yeah. And they're just putting things down with no regard.
I'm thinking what I'm thinking is they wanted to have more characters in it. Then they realized if not budget, then really story constraints and time and stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe something got in the way along the translation there, so they had to strip out some characters, realizing halfway through, well, we can't have that many kids in the car at the end.
But Franklin is still on the other side of the table.
I'll get to it. Follow me on something.
Maybe he wants to sit alone. It's not like Charlie Brown said, "Here, sit
Linus is the one that dictates the seating. No, it is like Linus is the one that dictates the seating order.
Linus doesn't dictate the seating order.
He doesn't say, "Here, you sit here. We'll be on the other side of the table." That never happens.
The Linus just oversees that the table's being set. He doesn't care who's sitting where.
Linus is a natural fucking racist little cult leader.
Okay, scale it back a little. Okay, scale it back.
Oh God.
Anyways, let's see. So after Snoopy shows off his his plate tossing skills and his napkin folding skills after the food's made, it's okay, I got it now. So now they dress up after the things. So okay, now they dress up because remember it was like, how can you serve the food?
How can you serve the food? Right. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, it was just I guess he's put forget what I said about dressing for dinner. So now the whole pilgrim outfit thing's going on. Pretty much Woodstock's being difficult, chasing each other through the chest. Pretty much, like them put him in a little outfit. And a little funny bit where like, he helps Woodstock up. He's so tiny he can't get up the stair. So funny. Charlie Brown's asking him, what's with the outfit? I can serve food now. He hands him the chef's hat, but then basically the gun goes off and it pops and like it slams on his head and it's like, Snoopy, quit fooling around. You stop playing around. Snoopy gives an audible sigh. Meanwhile, the guests arrive. They head to the back. Here's our explanation for the little seating thing.
Go for
Okay, so bear in mind that now for a bit of character development for Franklin. Again, he doesn't really have a lot to do this special, but he gives Starman kind of like he slaps him 5.
No, I noticed that. Yeah.
It's like again, it's just I think it's just, they threw in an extra kid, and they didn't have anything really to do with them.
Right.
At least they were trying. Remember, like all the spare characters in Christmas, like the dancing twins and stuff. I mean, at least they're trying with Franklin.
Very true. That's a good point.
Like filling little rejects in the Christmas special. Okay, so listen, now basically they've kind of the 13th chair in the previous league establishment show was like a little off screen, so we'll give them that. So 12 chairs we can see in this scene. Mm-hmm. There are 12 chairs, 11 places are set. These are exterior, like we see the full table set up. Mm-hmm. So 11 plates, 12 chairs, 7 guests. In total, there are 7 guests. So Franklin sits up in the beat up strike chair. And I'm assuming that's where you're saying the racist comes in. He's sitting on the beat chair and he's alone on one side, right?
Why? There are 2 things wrong with this. Why does he have the beat up chair, the really shitty one that literally turns into a monster and fights you? Why is he given that chair over everyone else? Why is he even using that chair when there are clearly extra chairs?
Okay, now let me explain.
Okay.
All right, now you'll notice in this scene that it's a very good question. Why is he sitting in the beat-up chair? There are good chairs around him. Animators realize that, so we gotta get rid of the other chairs. Because why else would he be sitting there if he had other chair options? And if they got rid of those chairs, that's one of the big reasons they got rid of those chairs.
And explain why he's sitting on the other side of the table.
I'm getting to it.
But also, Marcy the lesbian is on the corner, so it's like she can kind of sit near us, closer, but
Jesus Christ.
Okay, let me quickly breeze through this, okay? Everyone, believe it or not, Tiki, I'm just throwing this as a theory, mind you. I'm convinced everyone is sitting where they are for a specific story reason.
Yeah, you're right, because Linus is a racist cult.
Let me finish! Think about it. Snoopy is sitting on the very end so he can throw out the food to everybody. He's in the perfect position to throw out the food to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Marcy is in the... Point is, everyone's in the... My main thing is everyone's in position so they can, like, in staging, in terms of staging, so they can look at each other so they have a good angle for the shots.
Alright.
Let's see. So, obviously Linus is at the head of the table so he can give his whole dramatic speech.
Of course, that makes sense.
Okay? And Peppermint Patty's next to Charlie Brown, obviously, because, they have the whole thing going on, and pretty much so Peppermint Patty can look to, like, one side and see Snoopy, like, hand out the food for the whole, like, who's the blockhead who cooked this stuff?
Right, sure.
Then we get the other side and see how dejected Charlie Brown is. Literally, she's right next to him, chewing him out over how bad the food is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit, the one wild card in this is Sally, but Sally has to be next to Linus, and I'm convinced that the only reason Sally's on that specific side is, 1, maybe sit next to her brother and Linus, between her brother and Linus, or 2, because maybe they intended more characters to be there, then realized they didn't have the budget for it.
Alright.
Okay, now all the chairs were stripped out again just to show, well, that's why he's not changing chairs. It's funny, they have one character set up in the beat-up chair, so we call back to the beat-up chair. It's funny. Which it is.
Why does it have to be the black kid that gets the beat-up chair?
He sat in chair.
Silence. I love that. Just silence.
Well, I'm trying to think why Charlie Brown wouldn't sit at the beat-up chair, but because it's his house and he would... They have to, I remember why. It's because of the frame. They has to be able to look Peppermint Patty in the eye.
Right.
Let me finish. It's just Franklin. The reason it's because Franklin literally has nothing to do in the scene. That's why he's alone there, because they have to just all our main characters are talking to each other.
So you're saying that he has the shitty chair just because he...
I'm saying it's all because of story reasons, because he doesn't have enough to do. Okay, that's all I'm saying. He doesn't have a lot to do. They might have ran out of characters. And it's just everyone's sitting in the positions they are for a story reason so they can look to each other in terms of the shots they've already established. So Linus, when Linus is looking at Peppermint Patty, it's like in the good position for that. She can look over the Marcy where she needs to, so you can still get a good shot, like her, like in a profile shot type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's like Franklin doesn't have to look at anybody, so he can sit on the other side. It's a little more difficult to stage.
Yeah, he doesn't have to look at anybody because he's got a different color skin, and they don't want to associate with them because they're racist.
I'm sorry, Jesus Christ. You do realize that these are 7-year-old children, correct?
8-year-old.
8-year-old children.
A commenter pointed out in one of our videos. I wanted to make that clear. I thank him for that too, by the way. Just wanted to make. Anyway, so I think if we're done the seedings thing, I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree. That's all the story.
I will never be done with the seeding thing. I will never be done.
Instilled within their minds.
I think you're being silly, but okay. So, man, what's our story?
You're right. I am totally playing it up for the podcast, obviously.
All right, so Adventure Blue Dude, tell us what's happening in the scene. Or boil it down for us. So, what's happening in this whole scene after they say grace? Take us through the whole grace thing.
Oh fuck! I don't know what the hell they say during grace.
Very overtly religious things. I can tell you.
Dear Jesus. I don't know what they say.
Believe it or not, rewatching it today, I don't think it was obviously it was prayer.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like uberly religious, believe it or not. I think it was just basically it boiled down to being thankful for freedom to create a just world.
Yeah.
Pretty much like, we're now kind of on the bridge to build, create a new world and create a just world, a just society, which obviously is a little screwed up considering what you really examine the motives and stuff back then, but
A just society, yeah, back then.
I know. It's a nice, it's a nice sentiment, though. Anyways, so then after the plates are distributed, all the food, it seems like a kind of a cute meal, but it's not a turkey dinner. And the peppermint patty, she's
peeved.
Yeah, she's peeved, and I love that they call her on this instantly too. Basically, she's complaining about, what's this? This is dinner. Who cooked this? Who blockhead cooked this? And so he's embarrassed, puts the chef hat down.
Duh, of course you be.
Charlie Brown, he's enjoying himself. Many years are complaining. And then pretty much he just leaves in shame because he thinks he's ruined everything. Poor Charlie Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Then basically Marcy's trying to calm her down, pretty much saying, "Well, sir, did you invite you? Did Charlie Brown invite you, or did you invite yourself?" Oh wait, yeah, I did invite myself. Pretty much upon realization, this she says, "Marcy, would you apologize? Well, sir, won't need more coming from you." Actually, I don't think she calls her sir in this one, but
no, she does.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool because she's a lesbian and she has to sit on. I'm sorry. I need to shut up.
She's called sir because she's a tomboy.
All right.
Anyway, so very much, I think you should do this. Well, I'm going to mess things up. So why don't you? Marcy, I'll mess things up. Well, you'll have a better way of words. Why don't you do it for me, please? She does it again. She walks off. That's why she's in that position on the table, so she can walk off. Anyway, so Linus has kind of a recount of, he basically name drops a bunch, saying, John Alden, Miles Standish.
Yeah.
And I love that Peppermint Patty just has a line which really makes you want to kind of look into these characters, see if it has anything to do with the situation. See if Linus is just blowing stuff out of his butt. But pretty much saying, Peppermint Patty is saying, that's not like any of that at all. It's not like that at all. Anyways, what's happening with Marcy, Adventure Blue Dude?
She goes in and apologizes to Charlie Brown, and then Peppermint Patty comes in and also apologizes, and then Charlie Brown calls his grandmother.
Are you trying to be as dry as humanly possible?
Partially, yes.
What blockhead cooked up Adventure Blue Dude?
Well, I mean...
I'm kidding.
No, I got it.
It's like BlueDragonFive, we've got experience of this recapping shit because we've done Bates Motel, Once Upon a Time, stuff.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of recapping, but that's just me.
Priscilla Charles.
Priscilla Charles. They all make up in the end, and then Charlie Brown calls his grandmother because it's 4:30. It's 4, and they have to be at dinner at 4:30.
No!
What are you gonna do?
Calls grandma, we get the classic womp 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 womp.
Yes.
Womp, womp, womp.
And everyone's invited now.
Yeah, and you'll notice, to appease Tiki, now the seating's a little more inclusive. He's moved a little closer to Linus.
Too bad he wasn't invited.
He was invited. Don't feed the fire, Central BlueDragon.
Oh yeah, you know, it's like, well, the two girls, they're fine. But that black kid, no. This is terrible. This is fucking terrible.
You know, it would have been more racist if they just didn't include him at all.
It would have been less racist if they didn't include him at all, because then he would have had a chance to be segregated.
Hey, he got two. He was invited to 2 dinners, okay?
Okay, I just want to make one thing like perfectly clear. The shot I'm bitching about in the first place lasts like 2 seconds. So this is all just a good fun.
So everyone's friends and they get in the weird backward seats.
Right?
Station wagon.
To be fair, I actually asked my grandmother about this. She kind of said, you know, those stage mans were a little big back then, so it's artistically there just to basically fit everyone back in the back of the thing. It looks, as a kid, I always thought it looked really cozy. Oh, it's kind of nice. Oh, we got like little sections of seat in that huge car.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. And also, you notice Snoop. Speaking of racists, what about Snoopy and Woodstock? They get left behind. There are some racists. They're specious for you.
They're not a race.
Well, they're a race. No, not right.
Yeah.
Chris from Family Guy. Why should I respect you? You're just a dog.
That's mean. But no, in all seriousness, it is pretty much. We can just assume. Well, she doesn't want a strange bird in her house, and she doesn't want. She doesn't want a strange bird in her house, and maybe she doesn't want to invite the dog.
She doesn't want the bird flu going around.
Well, okay, let's not go that far. But I mean, it's like she just want the. You don't need to bring the dog over there, and well, this little bird friend. He's not even our pet. Why would we bring the bird?
Yeah, I'm not questioning that. I mean,
yeah, certainly. Now, I'm surprised you're harping on the races. You're not harping on the huge thing at the end here. The huge obvious thing.
What's the huge obvious?
Oh, we'll get to it in just a second. Let's see if we wrap.
I'm confused. Does it have something to do with Native Americans?
No, it's much worse than that, Tiki. But we'll get to it.
I'm confused. This went way over my head.
I'll tell you, this is like the huge glare. Every time since I was a kid, it's always dawned on me. I'm surprised.
Oh boy.
But,
okay.
Let me just make sure we tied up all our loose ends here before we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much, Charles, Priscilla, shake hands. You're holding my hand, you sly dog, you. Anyway, so they're singing "To Grandmother's House We Go." Wait, there's one problem with that. What is it, Charlie Brown? My grandmother, she lives in a condominium. Then here we go. Now we see Snoopy.
I'm sorry.
We see Woodstock and Charlie Brown. Woodstock and Snoopy have been saving the real meal for themselves. Instead,
yes.
So basically, they cooked all that stuff, and really, Snoopy was holding out the whole time.
Don't you dare tell me that your problem is that Woodstock is eating a bird.
Oh, don't I dare? I dare.
I did not even think about that. Oh dear God. AdvBlueDude, have you seen The Social Network?
Yes, but not in a while.
Okay, here's...
Chickens feed other chickens, the marlin and the trout.
Yeah.
All right, follow me. This is my moment here. So basically, so there's a nice little meal going on between two. But then it kind of dawned on me as a kid looking at it. Oh wait, yeah, it's turkey. Wait a second. Woodstock's a bird. He's eating turkey. Is another bird. Oh my God! Cannibalism among birds. There's cannibalism in this. Bird eating bird.
It'd be different if Woodstock was a turkey.
But he's a bird.
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you mean? You mean you
get on this?
Right?
We're talking about racism versus cannibalism here.
It's not really cannibalism.
Yes, it's cannibalism. It's bird eating bird.
But the different species.
See?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Different species.
So let me get this straight.
And also, it's a lot more common in the animal world. Did you know that mother hamsters sometimes eat their young?
Oh dear God.
So let me get this straight. So you're saying, oh, I don't know, Hannibal Lecter eats Asian
That's
men.
the kid firsthand. It was fucking dramatic.
So I'm saying Hannibal Lecter eats an Asian man. It's the same thing.
No.
Because that's a different race, not a different species. You fucking racist.
It's a double standard, honestly. But I mean,
what are you saying, Blue Dragon?
It does work differently.
That Chinese people aren't really human.
No, I'm saying in terms of we don't have other species at our disposal. I'm saying among
but the other ones do. They do.
I'm saying Woodstock might think of that guy as another race. The turkey is another race.
I mean, he didn't look the turkey in the eye and then, like, decapitate him and then put him in an oven and cook him.
Well, I'm saying
for all we know, that is a tofu turkey.
Exactly.
Fine, would you eat another humanoid being of any sort?
It depends on how it tastes, really.
If I was on The Walking Dead and it was a zombie apocalypse, maybe I'd consider it.
I'm saying like in your right mind, eat another humanoid being of any sort.
No.
I'm saying Woodstock is eating another bird. It's screwed up.
When you eat a monkey.
Let's say we saw how that worked out with Indiana Jones.
They did, and that means it's okay.
Yeah. we wouldn't eat our comrade monkey. We certainly wouldn't do that.
No, of course not. Of course not.
We always stick to chilled monkey brains here.
That was with the episode.
But still, I know I'm kind of exaggerating the point here, but still, as a kid, it's just kind of dawned on me, bird-eating bird, it's a little screwed up. Every year, it's a little nostalgic reminder. Oh yeah, there is a bit of cannibalism in this bird-eating bird. A little screwed up.
Like
anyway,
I said,
so during the fun meal, we got kind of a wishbone gag.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Woodstock, this little itty bitty birdie wins the wishbone break, and yeah. And they eat some pumpkin pie. Yay.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
The end.
This went by fast.
Yes. I mean, it's 25 minutes.
Good job, guys. Good job.
We did it.
What do we think about this thing?
I think it's a cartoon.
I think it exists. And it's got a few good merits to it. Yeah.
Well, what are those good merits, Tiki?
Okay, well, I really like the lesson with Peppermint Patty. I think the Peppermint Patty stuff is probably the strongest stuff, besides the Snoopy stuff. I really think that Marcy does kind of turn into the I keep wanting to say episode, the specials, the surprise highlight, because I really think she has a lot of good things to say in terms of, her speech to Charlie Brown. I really like it. And, but I don't know. This whole thing just doesn't come together for me, really. It feels more like a sitcom than it does a true holiday special to me. So I don't know. Again, it's just racist stuff. It's just fun. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. Racism is never fun. But
it's racist. It's a fun time. It's a fun family special.
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of at a loss for this. I don't really have I don't think anything is quite as memorable as it was in the first two holiday specials.
Well, no, absolutely not. But I mean, it's
certainly atmospheric. I don't think the music's nearly as good.
I think it's atmospheric. I also think the music is as good, if not better.
I disagree there, especially on the atmosphere part. I thought that Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown was just absolutely just overflowing with atmosphere.
Well, remember, this is Thanksgiving.
I think it's about as whelming as we can expect from Thanksgiving. Yeah, just down to eat. I mean, if you had your little bit of your football gag, and it's as far as you can get with it. And they made reference to the classic kind of, in a way, Charlie Brown Christmas does, to kind of some thought to what the meaning of the holiday is.
Mm-hmm.
And here you kind of got that with some of the kind of foundation of the whole thing in a nutshell. Pretty much the kind of building of the future from an event.
Right.
Anyways, I mean, they kind of I love the thing that kind of glazed over. Sorry, there's an important thing glazed over. Marcy had a really good line in her preaching at Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was convinced that he wrecked Thanksgiving for everyone because he didn't have an adequate meal. Now, what Marcy said here really comforted him. I really love this bit. she says, and kind of like the apology for Peppermint Patty, that it's more so being together than like you let us come here, you let us be invited here, we got together. It's not exactly about the quality of the meal; it's just the people you share it with, which is a simple message, and it's nicely communicated. And of course, the people who around time, family and friends, they can get mainly family usually, but they can get crazy and they can get besides themselves and kind of like do stuff they don't realize they're doing, and they kind of point out with like Peppermint Patty kind of being a little selfish around the table and being a little beside herself in terms of just inviting herself right off the bat without really considering anyone else's feelings. We've all been there at one point in time, certainly. Not realizing how we affect others. And Charlie, this is one of the few specials Charlie Brown, at least, well, surprisingly suddenly, I guess, kind of gets his redemption. Not redemption for himself. Like he gets recognition, I guess, of like, hey, Charlie, you didn't screw up. We're sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It's the one. It's like one of the very few times where, in the end, he doesn't end up getting treated like shit.
Exactly. Usually, like Christmas, it's a longer period of time before people kind of make it up to him. But here, it's like really right after it happens, and you gotta appreciate that. Like Charlie takes his lumps, but at least he got a little bit back. Because if you fix Charlie Brown too much, you kill him. But if you just you keep him coming, you keep the hope going.
Sure. Well said.
Yeah. So again, just overall, this special, it's more so cute moments. So it's putting some joy into kind of let's just face it, kind of a boring holiday. It's putting some joy into it. Again, I just love the fun cooking stuff. It's more some fun vignettes and like Woodstock and Snoopy. It's more so stringing along vignettes and some fun gags like beating up the chairs, doing the stuff like getting ready for dinner. That's about it.
Yeah,
you can't expect too much from
it.
it.
Kind of like. I don't know. Like I said, I'm at a loss because it's like I agree with you that it's Thanksgiving and it's hard to work around, but it's like, again, I think they could have come up with something a little better than like, oh no, it's misunderstanding.
Look, Tiki, let me just boil it down to you this way. It was either this or some of our other Thanksgiving affiliated, especially at least close to Thanksgiving affiliated, especially where we got like Mayflower and Columbus Day and stuff like that.
Which they also did.
Yes.
Yes.
Which we're not thrilling. Well, actually, I should say one of them. I think one of them actually was a Columbus Day. One of them was okay. I'm talking about. I can't remember. Like the American Revolution was one where we got the presidential figures that sucked.
Right.
And it's just like Mayflower was kind of bland too. It's like just putting them out at sea. You can't do that much with it.
Yeah.
A lot of those historical ones are really awkward, I agree.
Like, don't get me wrong, Arbor Day was kind of fun, because at least it had a little bit of, like, an environmental thing to it. No, it's, point is, this is as fun as we could, I think this is as much as they could do with it without going too flamboyant with it. Like, with, the only thing I can imagine they would, like, send them back in time, do, like, the Pilgrim, not, like, send them back, no, but, like, I'm saying they'd do, like, a flashback in time to them being the Pilgrims, which would have been silly. But this is like...
I'm glad we did not get that.
Yeah, this strikes me, I think it saves this thing. It's a realistic Thanksgiving situation. It's kind of a realistic Thanksgiving situation to a degree.
I mean, it's like...
It's like a kid event you could buy happening to Charlie Brown.
That's true. It kind of reminds me of something that would happen, like, I don't know, not on Ed and Eddie, because there'd be some sort of scam involved, but, like... You know what I mean? Like a show like that, just it is very, very suburban feeling.
Just think about it. It takes.
It could happen on Doug.
Yeah. There you go.
Like think about this. It's basically the thing about Doug. Here's the reason it couldn't exactly happen on Doug, because you have no parents. Like what situation could put a kid in that he'd be making Thanksgiving dinner without making a full turkey, because obviously he can't make a full turkey.
Oh. And
what would that Thanksgiving be like? It's kind of operating from the parameters of reality, and I appreciate it.
Sure, just like Great Pumpkin kind of operates on the parameters of like Linus, and operates on the parameters of believing in something and taking away that belief and whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I don't think it's nearly as good as some of the other ones, but it's
certainly. It's kind of missing the flair, but just cozy. I think is the word to describe it. It's cozy.
I think that's a good word for it. Yeah, but that's a good terminology.
Like just Woodstock and Snoopy eating pumpkin pie at the end. It's cozy. It's fun.
All right, AdvBlueDude, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Say something clever to take us out.
Something clever to take us out.
No, try harder than that.
Don't try harder than that.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm trying. Fucking hell, I'm having problems.
Something Thanksgiving related. That relates to the episode.
I'm sorry, I'm having problems with my headphones because they're fucking earbuds. My ears are too small for fucking earbuds.
Yeah, if you noticed since our last conversation, I got actual headphones.
Yes,
Something a
I
little more
forgot.
cheery than that.
I forgot mine at school. Shit.
I am not going to end the episode on that.
So we can't just end this on it?
No.
Something related on like Thanksgiving, toast, or football, or something. I don't know.
I'm John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving.
There we go. Have a good night.